whether the smallest microbe, or man himself, can eventually become divine.
I started my exploration of religious art and architecture by visiting the great Norman Cathedral at Winchester to see the innovations in art and design which the French had brought with them to England. And in a way, I can hardly think of a better place to end my journey than with the Jains, who've brought to Britain a new form of worship, unfamiliar to most of us, but which contains so much beauty and poetry and truth. And to conclude with this eccentric building, a curious mix of non-conformist Protestant and Indian Jainist, which, for an art historian like me, makes it an even more intriguing and moving place to visit. Although this is the end of my journey, it feels here like a new chapter may be beginning in the story of religious art and architecture in Britain.
Fabulous strike. Beautifully done.
There were goals galore in round one of the Carabao Cup. Now round two sees some of the Premier League big boys come to the party. So join us for highlights on Football in 5 at 10 p.m. on Wednesday.
Farrell.
Itoje.
Vunipola.
Watson.
Elliot Daly.
Jack Noel.
Mark Durden-Smith.
David Flam. All the big names now on Channel 5.
What a lineup.
Makes me weep with happiness.
Yeah, can't wait.
Do you want a kiss?
Aviva Premiership Rugby highlights. Now on Channel 5.
Time for our morning check-up at the Animal Sanctuary with Simon and his team now in Wildlife SOS.
Beautiful. We're ready to go.
In this episode, Malcolm is called to help newborn hedgehogs. Two members of the public bring in an injured deer. And a grass snake needs some delicate extrication. But first, I've been called along with the RSPCA to help a heron that's trapped in a garden.
And it looks as if his right wing might be broken.
All right, let's go and get him out, shall we? Go and get him out. We don't really want to go across the pond, do we?
No, that's okay. Unless we can section.
All right. Shh. Good boy. Wings are fine.
Is it?
Yeah.
Herons are Britain's tallest bird at nearly a metre high. There's no damage to the wings, so I just need to check he isn't injured in any other way, and then find a suitable release site to send him on his way.
Oh, the bad boy. All right, fella. All right, fella. Doesn't it look hard on his legs, does he?
No. It's just superficial skimming.
Yeah. What the wings look like to you? I think they're both fine, to be honest. That one's slightly freaked, but he's certainly flat with them both.
How he got in there? He's got through the lower ones.
Yeah, he could have in a corner somewhere.
This is the kind of rescue I like, helping wildlife to go back to where they belong with minimum interference from us.
Yeah, you're going to go and be a good fella? You're going to do your own thing, eh? Yes, he said I'm off.
Lovely.
Really good, he's flying well. He doesn't want to be here.
A few weeks ago, I was called out to a swan which had a severe wound and took him back with his pen, that's the female swan, to the centre for stitches and some much-needed rest.
Go on. All right.
Come on, young sir.
Today, Joyce, one of our voluntary vets, has come to check on his progress.
Quick, Christine. Good boy. Madam, we don't need you. You can go. Steady, mind that.
just sitting there. There's no change. In fact, it's getting a bit smaller. That's not going to hurt. You can live with that. Take those 2 stitches out and you can go.
Right.
All right.
There you are, you see.
I mean, if nothing's happened to that in the 3 weeks up here, it's not going to happen to him when he's out there. It'll just go on healing.
Right.
He's a good lad. I won't see you again. Just thank God for that.
With Joyce's seal of approval, they'll be released as soon as possible.
Nearly gone from the
This barn owl was brought to us when very young. He needed food and warmth, and after 14 weeks with us, he is now ready to move on. There are restrictions on how you can release barn owls back into the wild, so Paula is going to take him to a nearby conservation park.
Let me just close wall in.
He is still very much a wild animal, and Faulkner's gloves are essential to protect Paula from his sharp talons. It's a short drive to reach his new home, which is run by David Mills.
Hello, David. How are you? He's a wild bird. He's not that used to people at all, so he'd be ideal for a release, really.
Wal will gradually be moved from a small enclosure to a larger one, and eventually a substantial flight prior to release.
Lovely.
He's looking very healthy, which is more than can be said for the next patient brought into the centre.
Hello, I've got the snake.
Oh, right. Oh, right. Snakes.
I haven't had a close look at him. I think he's just a grass snake.
Oh, funny, mate.
Christine appears calm, even though we don't see that many snakes at the centre, and treatment isn't routine.
Is he very badly tangled?
To be honest, we haven't really had a look because
you didn't?
The vet was petrified of him.
Oh, really? More or less told me.
Grass snakes aren't poisonous, but are often confused with Britain's only venomous snake, the adder. You can tell them apart because adders have a black diamond on their head and a distinctive zigzag pattern down their back.
I wonder what antibiotic we can give him. What's happening underneath there?
The tail looks a bit manky as well.
We put you in a tank and keep you for a few days.
He's got no facility whatsoever to keep him at work.
As Christine goes to find a tank to put him in, our patient shows why snakes have a reputation for being slippery customers.
We've just rung a vet, and the vet said that we can give this snake Baytril, and that's what we're going to do now.
Give him 0.15.
But even snakes don't like injections.
Oh, so I didn't like that at all.
It's different to the usual run-of-the-mill, I should think.
Turn the pillow inside out, you just plop him straight in the pillow. Probably the best way to do it.
There you go, mate. There you go.
I can't tell we haven't had a glass snake in since last year, and one's inclined to forget.
Snakes tend unfairly to get a bad press, but grass snakes in particular won't bite unless severely provoked.
A little bit of TLC for him and keep an eye on him, make sure his wounds don't go nasty. He'll survive.
Malcolm Thompson is one of our regular volunteer rescuers.
Still that sign of the mother, no?
No, we've had the dog out looking for her, but...
And he's being called to a garden shed which has been turned into a maternity ward by a mother hedgehog. The babies are there, but there's no sign of mum.
Looks very much like it. Hey?
They're tiny.
Who found them?
My mum.
Mum.
When she was doing a sweeping.
All right, she's definitely not in here anywhere.
That's what they think because they can't find her out there, and we're not going to bring the dog in here until the little ones are gone.
Well, before we touch them, let's have a look. The mother's in here, then. Like that for so long.
Don't touch them.
Don't touch them at all, no, because the mother won't come back to them at all.
Malcolm knows that it's unlikely that the baby hedgehog's mother will be far away. And his search has been successful.
Mother's under there.
She's under there, is she?
Mother's laying just down there.
The mother's laying?
Yeah. To be perfectly honest...
You best leaving them?
Yeah, if they can be left undisturbed.
You don't get many dogs or cats up and down here. She just lock the door and
She needs to be able to come out to feed herself.
Leave that open then.
Yeah, well, you can make it slightly smaller if you wanted to, stop any foxes or anything coming in. We could take them all back, but the chances are she'll reject them the time we've handled them and messed them about. And
So the best thing is just to leave them.
being that she's here, yeah.
It's sensible not to handle baby animals of any breed unless absolutely necessary.
What's the glass?
No, it's all right, thank you.
Malcolm decides to move Mother to be next to her babies so that they can suckle. It's a delicate operation, which he does very carefully.
I don't know if you actually hear that, but they are actually squeaking to Mother already. They've got a far better chance with the mother actually left here. If we disturb them, take them back to the centre, the mother may well reject them. People actually here don't mind leaving the shed quiet. That's their best chance. If they do get in distress later on, the mother leaves off totally, they'll let us know. Good luck, Mum.
From maternity ward to emergency ward. A potential young volunteer has brought in a blackbird.
Dearie me. Oh, broken leg. Very broken leg. Golly, it really is, doesn't it? They don't wiggle.
The young volunteer's very interested in our work,
Broken right at the top.
but she's still a bit squeamish.
Apart from that, it's all right. The cat gets in, and I've only went to the lawn. Don't usually.
This young lady would like to join the ranks of the other 140 volunteers who work at the centre, and her mum is keen to find out whether she can.
She's mad.
Do you ever take little ones to help?
No, we can't because the children have to be over 16.
Right. The animals are all wild here, so.
Not that far off, actually.
How old
is
are
it?
you now?
Goes so quick.
Oh, only 6 years.
Yeah.
Only 6 years. We'll look forward to it.
No, you can feel it still, so that's good. Well, he needs his legs. Most important for blackbirds to have their legs because they run and possibly will mend. It's just getting it lined up. It's hopeful. Hopeful.
Good.
Right, yep, we'll sort you out, mate. Oh, don't worry.
Will Christine be able to find a solution?
No, you hold him.
This blackbird's broken leg is turning out to be a very serious injury.
Been about there, nobody's business. Sorry, mate. You've had it. All the infection gets in now. The bits in between are almost missing. I don't like giving up. It can. I mean, it's not very hopeful. I suspect that it'll keel over before we...
Do you want me to come down here and if I lean up more stuff?
We'll persevere until it's obvious there's nothing more we can do.
So little, aren't they? So, it's impossible. Don't move, bird.
The blackbird's main enemies are usually cats, crows, sparrowhawks and magpies.
Unfortunately, this break is a very bad break. It's at the top, it's just above the joint. And it's, I mean, I've tried to splint it, but it's come through, it's actually through the skin, which means there's going to be infection on the bone now. And even though he's lively now, by the time we've stuck needles in him every day for 5 days, it's not going to be good. He won't survive the treatment. So I've made the executive decision to put him down, haven't I, sweetheart? Sorry, mate. Come on, let's do the dirty deed.
We see our job to be the rescue and rehabilitation of injured wildlife, so putting any animal to sleep is upsetting, but sometimes it is truly the only option.
The Titanic
as she's never been seen before. Cutting-edge technology reveals a surprising new insight into the infamous ship.
The patterns that are emerging don't fit any of the traditional models that were there before.
Titanic, Draining the Wreck, Friday at 8 on Channel 5.
Fabulous strike. Beautifully done.
There were goals galore in round 1 of the Carabao Cup. Now round 2 sees some of the Premier League big boys come to the party. So join us for highlights on Football and 5 at 10 p.m. on Wednesday.
Spring is the time of the year that we get orphans of all shapes and varieties. For one reason or another, their mothers are no longer around, and they all need constant hand feeding and toileting. Well, if you've got to be an orphan, this is the place to be. 5-star treatment all the way.
What are you meant to eat it? Is that nice? Is it gone? Oh, you've got the idea now, have you? No, I'm sure it's feed time in a minute, alright? I'm sitting there with them.
This is Tinkerbell.
Is it the outer bit you want?
Oh, yeah.
Paula and Christine are going to release the 2 swans we saw earlier and are being given a helping hand by Jim Yeoman. Swans can weigh up to 10 kilograms when fully grown, so these purpose-designed swan carriers help us tremendously.
Oh, hang on, wait a minute.
I'm off.
Where's you? There you go. There he is.
There's your husband.
Gently down the slope.
They can't wait to get back on the water, and there's nothing more satisfying for all our volunteers than a happy ending. Paula has been alerted to an accident involving a deer. The first priority is to get this poor creature back to the centre for a closer look.
What actually happened? Did you see the accident?
He was unconscious.
I was actually knocked out.
And then he came round and his little head came up, and then we called the police and they took a little while to come.
Yeah.
And they just said, oh, we would have to leave him. There's 2 of them, aren't there?
Was it close to them?
Yeah. There's a little baby one as well.
Little girl.
Oh.
Right, should we just try and pop around onto the other side, just see if there's anything on the other side? Okay. They don't handle stress particularly well. I think, by the looks of it, it's just superficial wounds, and what we need to do is give her an injection of anti-shock treatment just to try and calm her down.
With deer, we know that it's often the shock that kills, even if the injury is only superficial.
She's gone quiet again now, hasn't she?
Yeah. And finding a vein in a deer or any animal that's deeply in shock is always a nightmare because the peripheral veins close down and make all the blood supply go to the vital organs. It's one of the body's way of coping with shock. You've been very brave, little dear. Right, let's try and get an injection in there. Please hold still, sweetheart, because we were in there then. We'll clean up that other wound, which is actually bleeding quite nicely. While we're working at the centre, Malcolm has been called to a townhouse in Surrey.
You've got a fox in distress somewhere.
Yes, this little thing has fallen through the grill down here. We can get at it from inside the room. I was nervous to let it out in case I couldn't control it or it might be injured.
They get themselves into some predicaments.
It's making tremendous screams. It sounded like a distressed child, and I couldn't think what the noise was.
Malcolm knows that even a fox cub can inflict a nasty bite when frightened, so he is being very careful to use as few sudden movements as possible.
Woo!
You're coming in that way, are you?
Yeah.
Can you stay there for me?
Yes.
Wow.
Come on. Doing all the right foxy things. Well done.
Oh.
You bite that tail. Here we go.
Not been there long.
Wouldn't have thought it'd been down there too long, to be honest. No. Not dehydrated anyway. Quite plump, so you've been feeding on something.
There's something down there. How do you keep them still like that? Is it by the
It's the
scruff of the neck?
natural instinct.
Whoop. Sorry,
When mother picks the cubs up, she'll pick them up by the scruff of the neck, and they automatically freeze.
Oh, right, so that's why it's not...
So any young cub like this, if you get them on the scruff of the neck, they automatically go to that position. When they get a bit bigger, they don't do that. I'm pleased, that's how they should be.
People are surprised there are foxes round here, but there are loads round here. We're so near the parks.
Down in Cobham.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with him. He'd be better off with his mother rather than coming back to us. If he comes back with us, we can't let them go again until October, so it's a long, it's a long time. So I'll have a look outside and see if we can find a suitable place. Right.
If an orphan comes back to the centre, we have to look after them until they reach adulthood and can fend for themselves. So in this case, the aim is to reunite this little fellow with his family, who will be somewhere in the vicinity.
They can't be far away, I wouldn't have thought.
Foxes have a very good sense of direction, so it won't be long before he finds his home.
Well,
there's a fence, railings there, and a nice big garden. Yeah.
I'm going to find Mum. Hopefully he will in a minute. So I realise the door is actually open.
At the moment, his sense of direction is letting him down. Perhaps it's because he feels secure in the cage. So it takes a while for him to realise that he's actually being released. The average lifespan for a fox in the wild is 18 months to 2 years. Not that long when you think that they can live up to 14 years in captivity.
Nice cub, no injuries whatsoever. Straightforward capture, straightforward release. Lovely.
Back at the centre, the couple who found the deer have stayed, and I'm now stitching the wound.
Don't you dial me, dear. I should get very cross if you dial me. You wouldn't like to see me when I was cross. Brave gal.
There's all the fields, all the forest, and they run.
It is. Good girl.
Good girl. Same time though.
Right, I'll just put this injection in. It's a shot of antibiotic, just to help with the infection. Who gave you the number to get hold of us? Did you know of us before, or...?
No, the police gave me the number.
Oh, good people. It really is a 50-50 chance at the moment, to be honest.
As it's often the shock that kills a deer like this, we can only keep her warm and fed and watch and wait.
You're right.
Make sure she's comfortable. Legs in the right position, looking underneath. Good girl. I was a bit concerned the way her head was going back just now. It's not a good sign in a deer. It can mean that they're giving up. But she's holding herself up nicely now. All right, sweetheart, we'll leave you alone.
Thanks to the two concerned passers-by, at least this deer has hope. In the next episode, a badger cub is rescued from suspicious circumstances. We'll find out what happens to the young deer, and Malcolm has to put his DIY hat on for a most unusual rescue.
This is just a different world.
Let your wildest imagination set sail as we embark on a worldwide adventure with our Yorkshire Lass.
I'm just so lucky to be able to experience things like this.
Cruising with Jane McDonald is back and starts Friday 1st of September on Channel 5.
Milkshakers, it's Tuesday the 22nd of August. I'm Kemi and boy am I glad to see you this morning. We've got Puffin Rock coming your way in 10 minutes time. But right now it's time to catch up with a lonely sloth in today's Poppy Cat.
It's all fun and games for little monsters.
Whoa!
Milkshake, brought to you by Fisher-Price.
Poppy Cat. To hear my new story? Good. I call it Poppy Cat and the Trip to Slow-Moving Jungle. It was a sunny day. Poppy and her friends were gathering near the stream.
Here he comes. Everyone ready?
Yes!
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Owl!
You remembered?
Of course! Happy birthday, Owl!
Slippers? Oh, you shouldn't have.
I hope you like it, Al.
A whisk? I've always wanted a whisk. A whisk just like this.
It's been so hard to keep this a secret. It's a beak warmer.
Ooh.
Oh, oops.
My beak is so warm. Thank you, Mo.
And I've made something for you. Happy birthday, Owl.
Oh, my! A birthday cake! What wonderful friends. And now, the moment I've been looking forward to most of all.
Yay! We get to eat the cake!
Even better than that, Zuzu. I've written a birthday poem to say an extra special thank you, just in case such a poem was needed. Gather round, friends. Let me tell of an owl, the happiest, featheriest creature of all.
Wow!
You're too kind, but I haven't finished yet.
Look! A bottle with something inside!
My poem?
It looks like a piece of paper.
It's a map! Someone must have put it in a bottle and let it float away for someone to find! Perhaps they need our help.
But it's my birthday and I've only just started my poem.
Sorry, Al. It's an emergency. I'll fetch the big book of footprints so we can work out who sent it.
Be amazed! Be super-duper amazed!
Hello, Egbert. Would you like to join us? It's Owl's birthday.
A birthday isn't a birthday without magic. I will make this ball disappear by magic.
Oh, I love magic.
Close your eyes, everyone. Abracadabra!
Real magicians don't usually ask people to close their eyes.
Never mind, you've broken the magic spell. Goodbye.
Bye, Egbert. I've got it. Look. Oh, the paw print belongs to a three-toed sloth. They live far, far away in the slow-moving jungle.
We must go there at once and help this sloth. Right, Owl?
Yes, we must.
Zuzu to the rescue! And you all too?
We're off then, to the slow-moving jungle. But first, we're going...